Well, the children are all so far away. APS swoop team, I rough and took them today, with tears welled up in their eyes. No parents by their side. APS wins again today. Don't think it's the truth. Gone away is their youth, and the empty eyes of the parents prove it. Don't you think for a minute you are weak because they're gone. There wasn't any warning for you to follow along. A caseworker has no soul to hold in check. It's why they leave us parents such a wreck. Don't stand for the hell they created. All of our children they stole, our worth saving. They are waiting at the door for us to save them. We need to stand up for our God and obey Him. He leads us to the battle with a beating drum. He knows the feeling they took his only son. He may be the powerful, our creator. The son he gave to us is our savior. He won't be ignored if a praise is held up high. Those kids were made by us for his endless supply. We are to protect the children at all costs. This game is not over. We have not lost. We have the power He gives us inside. We rise to the faith when it's time. You never stand by yourself. Take God off the shelf and then draw the power you need.
We know it's all about the money, we know they lie, we know this is corruption. Does CPS know what they are doing to the children?
In a quiet home in Philly where the apples used to grow, a grandma held a collie tight in a love that only glows. With a spoon of sweet applesauce, she fed her with such care. But the hands of cold injustice came and tore them from their lair. Where is baby Collie? Where is baby Collie? Where is baby Collie? What did they do to you today? What did they do when they took you away on that cruel October day? October 7, 2022. That was the last time I saw you. They came with their accusations, said love was a disguise. Took you from your grandma's arms beneath those autumn skies. 1,000 days have vanished, 25,000 hours gone. Each tick of the clock a wound as we wonder where you've gone. Where is baby Collie? Where is baby Collie? Where is baby Collie? What did they do to you today? What did they do when they took you away? You've been gone 1,000 days, 25,000 hours. You've been gone. What did they do today? They threw you down the stairs, they burnt your beautiful hair. Infested with their cruelty, no kindness anywhere. Sadistic hearts took pleasure in the pain they made you bear. They caged you, chained you, tried to steal your name so fair. Where is baby Collie? Where is baby Collie? Where is baby Collie? What did they do to you today? What did they do when they took you away? They tore your world apart, broke your tender heart on that dark October day. October 7, 2022. Oh, Carly, we're still searching through the shadows and the pain. Your grandma's heart is breaking, calling out your name again. We'll fight to bring you home, where love will mend the scars. Baby Carly, hold on tight, we'll find you 'neath the stars. Where is baby Collie? Where is baby Collie? Where is baby Collie? What did they do to you today?
I can hear Dr. Fowler screaming this right now. Oh yeah, she's running around her house right now. Mom,
I
yeah,
bet.
she loves it. Oh man, that's her tune. That's the tune that she wanted to have done for her granddaughter. That's what they came up with, and she loved it.
You can
Good
turn the
stuff.
song off.
Tiff, I had a whole dramatic thing ready, and you just ruined it.
I can't because I can't hear you.
Well, that's because you're old.
Yeah, well, that's true.
Yeah, it
She
is.
said I'm screaming.
I hear you go, woo, woo. Oh man. Did she get our? Did she see our link? Did
I don't know,
Jane
but
see our link?
I want her to come on so that we can
Yeah,
see
Jane.
if
Let's
we
see what
can
we can
help
do to help
her.
you.
Um,
We're a
but
solid crew here.
I do want to talk a little bit about something that happened yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, thank you. I was in a meeting last night. Well, kind of, sort of. I was
Meeting watching
on the
us.
meeting, but I was watching the show. So anyway, um, and I want to talk to the advocates right now because we help so many people. Um, and then if something happens where we get involved with these fuckers again, sometimes we forget what we say to people, right? Like record, don't sign anything. We got to go over the same stuff because people think because we're advocates, we automatically remember all the shit that we're supposed to do. But sometimes people don't, right? We just freeze. So I just want to make advocates aware that it's okay to call other advocates, right? Because we'll help you. Don't worry about it. So that's all I have to say on that. I hear that she's here, so let's bring her in. I want to see if we can help her.
All right. Oh, that's Fowler's in here right now. We'll hear from Fowler until Jane gets in.
Okay.
All right, Fowler.
Shalom, Shabbat
How are you?
Shalom. The peace of the Sabbath to you all. Good morning.
Good
Well, thank you.
morning.
Peace and love to everyone. Angels of protection and mercy surrounding everyone. I caught the tail end of the meeting earlier this morning, and your two amazing inspirational songs, Darren. Thank you, and the universe thanks you.
Thank you, Fowler.
And
Um,
Tiff, if I had a sister or a brother like you growing up, I would never have had any problems on the streets or anywhere else in life.
It's funny you say
right?
that
Me too. Me too.
because my sister lives in Delaware and she called me and she's like, "Oh my God, this kid up the street keeps stealing one of my kids' bikes." I said, "Do I need to come to Delaware? Because I promise you that will be the last time that little kid steals your child's toys." No, Tiffany,
I'm
don't come. Don't come.
I'm scared for him right now. Don't go to Delaware, please. Really, because we don't have any money to bail you out.
Oh, I'm not
Right.
worried about bail
Yes,
money.
got it all. Yeah. Yeah. What would we do? What would we do in that situation? Can't have the fearless leader get taken down.
Yeah, we can't have that. So just your powers are emanating.
Well, thank you.
Yes, of
Hmm.
course. I hope everybody's well today.
I'm
Did
getting
we
there. I
set
got
your
an
day
ear
right, bro?
infection. Did what?
Sorry, darling.
Did we make your day start right now, Fowler? You feel in a good mood now?
Yes, my love. I was at a low ebb this morning, other family problems. And of course, the Baby Carly song just does me every which way. So I play it all day long. And I can't wait for the other families to have the benefit of your music as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to start doing that for other people. So if you guys got songs that you want made,
Hmm.
here I am. Let's do
Well,
this.
you can establish a set price for the contribution. I think it would be amazing.
$4 million.
Oh,
Oh,
geez.
well.
Well, that
Well, it
leaves room to
wouldn't
negotiate. There's room for negotiation at 4 million.
uncomfortable. Yeah, yeah.
Hey, while you're on
Well,
here, let's talk about this because I want to know. I want this situation resolved because we had some arguments about this morning.
Mhm.
at the grand jury meeting. But where does the authority for these courts come? Where does the authority for all of this come from? Like, where does the family? Because Congress has the Constitution says that the Congress or the legislation can break down courts, right, and make small satellite courts. And this is obviously the revised Darren version, but they can make little satellite courts so to take the draw off of, so that people can access the courts, right? So they're allowed to institute and authorize lower courts, right? So Congress is given the authorization for these family courts to be in existence, then, correct? Right? In essence, have they not said that they've made these? Because here's the thing, like, in Maine, we don't have a family court. Maine, you go to district court and then you go to superior court. You don't go to a family. So we don't have these things up here. I don't think. Maybe they do now. I don't know. But I don't think that they do. I think it's still that same way. But you guys down there have family courts. So where do they get their authority to rule in these? Like, what makes them valid?
Well, first let's really talk about courts, because family court and child support court, they're not courts, they're administrative hearings. So you have to
Okay.
distinguish between the two. Anytime, even though it looks like a courtroom, it's not a courtroom. Okay? It's administrative hearings. That's what they are. And now that I've been more and more into what Adrian's been sending me, and I'm looking at the stuff that he's sending me, it's actually an issue because it doesn't separate the powers, because CPS falls under the executive branch
Right.
of government.
Yeah.
Then you have these administrative judges, right? They're called administrative law judges,
Yeah.
who are part of the judicial branch of government.
Right.
So
And then you have
there's
the
no
caseworker.
there's no separation of power.
Right. Right. They're all right there.
So
You have
that's
every
the
branch right there.
problem.
Right.
Then
You
we
have
have the
every branch.
legislative body coming
Right.
in and making codes and statutes and rules and regulations and policies that aren't even laws, that don't apply to us anyway. And they're not looking at their state and federal constitutions.
And then you have an attorney general whose job is first to protect the people and the public that are prosecuting.
No. That is not the attorney general's job. The attorney general's job is to protect the state actors.
Well, I think it says the people first, right? That's what it says.
He represents the state on any lawsuits, whether it's CPS, judges, it doesn't
Right,
matter.
but the state's supposed to be the people. It's supposed to be.
Again, we have a problem with people not understanding what their jobs are. He will, our attorney general will insert his shit against a CPS worker, a police officer, whatever, right? But we, the people, elect your ass, right? So where's the separation of powers? You either represent us or you represent them. You can't have it both ways. Because when you represent them, you're going against the people.
Right. So, and then a state can't be privy to a party anyway, right? Isn't that the rule? State isn't anybody.
An entity cannot be against you, right? Just like I told you years ago, it used to be if somebody brought a charge against you, right? It would be the people of, we're just going to use Virginia.
I remember that. Yep.
Right? Now it's come from, now it's like state of Virginia versus Tiffany Wise. Well, who the fuck is the state? They can't come against me.
So this is what it says for the job description of an attorney general. It says an attorney general is the chief legal officer for a national or state government responsible for representing the government in legal matters, advising the government on legal issues, and enforcing laws, which include supervising prosecutions, directing legal operations, and protecting public interests and rights. The duties vary by jurisdiction, with state attorneys generals focusing on state and local matters like consumer protection and civil rights, while U.S. Attorney Generals is the head of the Department of Justice and the chief law enforcement officer for the federal government.
Who represents the state.
Yeah. And the people's interest and rights. So we're
Yeah.
both right, Tiff.
Well, here's the
That's
thing.
how teamwork makes the dream work, Tiff.
Do you know that the attorney general has to sign off on every removal?
I didn't know that one. Now, is that like when you go to jail, you know, like, so for them to put you in jail, there's got to be 3 signatures, right? Like the prosecutor, the judge, and you, which normally you don't ever sign it. Your lawyer, you know, signs for you on your behalf, which I don't even think that that's legit. I think that it's supposed to actually be your signature, because without those 3 signatures, you can't get incarcerated. So I guess that's trying to replicate that system, right? So that's trying to, like, saying our kids are being incarcerated.
Right. And did you know? Now
Is
you
it
read
3
the sheriff
signatures
hand.
on there?
I
I
don't
don't recall. I
know.
don't know.
I don't do criminal shit. I only do the civil shit.
No. I'm saying though, what you, like you said, to TPR or whatever for removal or whatever was you just said, that
The attorney general is supposed to be signing off on every removal.
All right. So if that's the case, then I'll bet the judge does too. And I bet there's supposed to be one more person, just like they do when they incarcerate you.
Or with a court order, right? Because it has to be a judge's signature, the stamp of the clerk, and the clerk's signature. There has to be all of that on a court order to make it a court order. That's one of the problems that I had with this judge that I won, because I'm dismissing your whole order. Well, great, because now I'm going to see everybody in federal court, because this is not a court order.
You know what really ruined a lot of that stuff? And Fowler, you can chime in if you'd like. But you know what ruined a lot of that was the whole that sickness that we're not allowed to talk about on YouTube, because they put that out. They put the order out there, like you didn't have to service in hand anymore. You know, there was a lot of variations put into place so that you didn't have to encroach on someone else. And now I think that laziness has dragged along. Like like you said, you don't see the stamp. Like there's supposed to be stamps on all of these orders, right? The final order is supposed to have the actual judge's stamp, right? Or someone's stamp, the clerks or whomever. Someone's stamp of approval is supposed to be on that thing, and not just a stamp, like a raised embossed stamp with a sticker and the tag and all that other stuff. We don't get any of that stuff. I mean, I got mine by email, which before that disease we don't talk about, that wasn't an acceptable way of service or to even receive anything.
No, they would tell you, even if you were sick, unless your ass was dying in Virginia and in the hospital, you better show up to a court date or you're going to have a bench warrant or a show cause out on your ass.
Yeah.
But what I wanted to say too was, I know you've read the sheriff's handbook, and the handbook is very clear that these people should not be going to jail once they're taking plea bargains. They're supposed to be having jury trials before a sheriff can take anybody into custody, and they have to be found guilty.
Whoa, really?
Yes.
So what,
said,
you can't,
oh my
you're not
God.
supposed to be, so you're not supposed to be able to, if you take a plea bargain, it's not supposed to be you're not supposed to be incarcerated for it?
The sheriff's handbook tells the sheriff he is not supposed to be incarcerating anyone that has been convicted under a plea bargain to jail. The only way he is supposed to be taking people to jail is if they were convicted of 12 people or a jury of 12 of their peers. And as soon as I find it, because now I got to go look for the book that I got, I was blown away. I said, you mean to tell me that all these people taking plea bargains that are in jail should not be in jail because they were not found guilty by their jury of peers?
Tiff, maybe you're onto something. Let's see.
It's the county sheriff's handbook, and I got the book somewhere. I gotta find it. I haven't been
Well, it's
feeling
just like
good.
this. You're supposed to go in front of a magistrate, right? If you get arrested, you're supposed to go to a magistrate first before you go anywhere.
Yeah, but they don't even do that. If there's a warrant, they just pick your ass up and put you in jail.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, I
here
mean, you can.
anyway.
Yeah. Well, that's it. And it's if you they're supposed to do that. You're supposed to go right to, no matter what. I mean, remember the movie? Remember the movie or the TV show Night Court? People, remember
Yeah,
that court used to be 24/7. 24/7 was what courts used to be because it was unconstitutional to just arrest somebody and take them to jail.
right. So I've only been in front of a magistrate one time, and he let me go. Um, because I beat this 300-pound bitch up
Oh,
on my front
Jesus.
porch with an aluminum pad because I told her 3 times to get off my property and she didn't go. So they arrested me because I
Oh, you
broke
said
her
it 3 times.
ribs. No, I broke her ribs the first 2 times I hit her because I hit her dead center both times. But
Oh, my
anyway,
God.
so when the police arrested me and took me to the magistrate, he said, I know the person that you hit. She probably deserved it. You don't have a criminal record because I didn't at the time. She does. I'm not charging her. You let her go. Take her home. You brought her here. You got to take her home. That was the only time I've ever been in front of a magistrate. Ever. I guess Jane didn't want to come on because I don't even see her commenting
Oh, Jane.
anymore.
Well, maybe she's not used to this amount of love that come out to her. Like she was just saying, she's been alone and battered and all that stuff, put into a corner. So
Well,
hopefully she
Jane,
changed.
just find me Tiffany Wise on Facebook and send me a friend's request, and we can talk privately since you don't want to come on, and I understand. That's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Darren, you don't have to look for it now. I will find it this weekend. Oh, not this weekend. Oh, everybody,
Yeah,
our
thing.
show's tomorrow. Whoop,
Yeah,
whoop.
let me put the thing. Whoop whoop. I'm reading right now about this stuff. This is crazy. Wait, freedom. Thus, any type of detainment, of confinement of a person, or restriction of deprivation of their liberty or freedom of locomotion, where he is compelled to remain where he does not wish to remain, or to go where he does not wish to go, is an imprisonment. The only question thereafter is whether or not the imprisonment is false. The word false comes from the common law and is synonymous with unlawful. A false arrest is one means of committing a false imprisonment. Wow. Have you ever read this one? This isn't the sheriff's manual. This is the a treatise on arrest and false imprisonment.
No, you have to send it to me.
Oh my God. You know what? That's your answer for everything. I'm going to get you a little button that you push and you just be like, no, you're going to have to email it to me, Darren. That's always what you say.
Just make a recording on my voice. Every time you want to send me something, just hit that button.
Just
email it, Darren.
Email. Yeah. Darren, send me a fucking email, okay?
You are so funny.
Let's see. There's no unreasonable length of time for a tort on a wrongful incarceration, false incarceration.
So you know how many parents are falsely accused by CPS, right?
Oh yeah, let's get back on topic here.
Yeah. So right. So just imagine how many people are falsely in prison right now. But going back to CPS, so when they take your children, it's sort of like a 72-hour hold, right? Because the police can detain you for 72 hours while they investigate you. So it's sort of like the same thing with the kid, right? Because you're supposed to have a 72-hour hearing. But if you sign that safety plan, you waive your right to that 72-hour hearing because you've already agreed to contract with them. Don't sign safety plans. And that's what I told the advocate yesterday. Your safety plan is everything that the courts issued you from what happened that night. What's that, Darren?
While we're here,
Yeah.
Yep. Hold on.
Oh my God, I got papers like that too with them little clips on them.
Look at this stuff. Check this out. Everybody, I highly recommend that you get this. If you're a big highlighter like I am and you too much highlighting, see these?
Yeah, what are those?
Well, they're colored
Are they
strips.
stickers? Oh, they're strips.
Yeah. You now, instead of ruining your book with a highlighter, or if you don't want to let someone else cheat, you know what I mean? Like, oh, you don't get my stuff, remember? Like you used to go get people's cliff notes. Or you
Yeah.
wanted, like, when you went to get your books in high school and college and stuff, you wanted someone else to use one so you could see all the good stuff. You know what I'm saying? Now you just do
Yeah.
this. Look. Whoop, look at that. I highlighted the whole line myself. And when
Oh
I'm done,
wow.
end it straight. Oh my gosh. I got two on there. Well, I thought I left a mark. There we go. Then look, they're reusable.
Oh, those are cool.
Yeah.
Where'd you get them from? Amazon?
No. That's right. I went on my legs and got these at Walmart.
Oh.
But yeah, I mean, I think this thing will last you 10,000. It's 20 sheets on here. And I mean, you see how thin these things are. I mean, you can see through them. So, I mean, there must be a lot. I mean, they were like $2.
Oh
So,
wow.
well, I mean, oh, that's nice. What is that? What was that little noise?
That's my news link.
Oh, all right. Well, that's going to be what it ends up looking like after I'm done with it. But yeah, it's cool. Anyway, back at the ranch. This, I'm telling you, this 42 US code 675 is some good stuff. You guys need to check it out. Check it out, please. Where is it? The safety plan here. This is where it tells you that it's voluntary right here.
Of course. What was it? 42 what?
42 US 675.
6, 7, 5. Okay, I got it. I'm gonna bookmark it.
Administrative review, parents, child, legal guardianship. It has all of these definitions of all of this stuff. And it says, is eligible to receive such document. But I was coming up with the case review system. Was that the one that we went over that before, right? So that wasn't it. It was the case plan.
Yeah, we went over the case plan.
We did? Okay. Placement and how the agency was reasonable. Right. So it's voluntary. It says it right there. So we did do this one? Okay. Sorry about that, guys.
Yeah.
I got excited. I got excited about something.
Everything is on consent.
Not consignment, consent.
Consent.
Unless a judge tells you to do it, you don't do it.
And even if a judge tells you to do it, you challenge that judge. Ask them what probable cause they have. And they can't go by CPS because that's hearsay.
And do not let them, when you're in that courtroom, you hit your lawyer on the side of the leg and you tell him every time that they say something, you tell them to object to it, you tell them to appeal it, you tell them to do all of those things. Don't make these people just come in there and be able to walk you right down the aisle in TPR, because that's what they do. Oh, no, nothing. You come to find out there's nothing in your case files. There's no nothing. Every time you lose a decision, every time they argue something, you tell these freaking stupid ass court-appointed lawyers to do something for you. You tell them to object to it. Say object. At least it gets on the record. Object to it. Object to it. Object. Because look, they even do this to you, right? When you go there and you're in the, we call it Jeopardy hearings up here. I think it's the case review or whatever you guys call them, where they come in, they want to adjust the language. And do you realize what that is? That is you adjusting the criminal charge or the charges that they're passing on to you. You're like, what's the importance of this? Really? They are literally getting you, coaxing you into giving the language of them putting the charges on you. Well, I don't like the way that sounds. Let's say possession of drugs, not of all the drugs. Like this. And they're like, oh, okay, here we go. Let's read this to the judge now. Like, really? You guys just talked us into this? Like, and that's just a slap in your face. That's all that is. Like, hey, you're stupid. It's ridiculous. So make sure you tell your damn attorney to do something every freaking time.
And if he doesn't, fire him.
That's right. That is damn
Reading
right.
the law is not hard. Actually, it's not even the law. The law in your state is your constitution. Um,
Right.
the
What you
law of
all
the
should know.
land is the constitution. They're reading off codes and statutes.
No, codes and statutes are supposed to be for the government.
Correct. And if you really read them and you know the Constitution like I do, you know exactly. All you got to do is read half of it, and you're like, constitutional violation right here. This cannot be enforced. This is contradictory to what the Constitution of both say. Or even if it looks like it's constitutional and some parts of it are not, the whole thing is void.
The
That
whole thing
came
should
from
be
the
void
Supreme
anyway.
Court.
Mulberry
Yeah.
versus Madison, right? Mulberry
Yep.
versus Madison.
Mhm.
Any something or other that's repugnant is
Null and
yada,
void.
yada,
If
yada.
it contradicts
Yep.
the Constitution of the United States, it's null and void and cannot be enforced by any court, any officer.
And obviously we know that this is supposed to be what is happening. And a lot of these judges and these courts are saying, well, we don't do the Constitution here. Well, that's fine.
That's bullshit.
I know it's bullshit, and I'm talking about for in the presence that we're at. So what you do then? You set your Constitution down. You say, okay, sir. Well, in my state's Constitution, blah, 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 it states, because your state's Constitution is pretty much going to guarantee that it replicates the same rights that are in the Constitution and your Bill of Rights. So you just find that on your state's Constitution, and they don't have an answer to come back to you. They got nothing to say to you.
And
You
if
got
that
to
doesn't work, then you pull out the big Constitution, go to Article 6, Paragraph 3, and you read what it says about judges, and then you ask them, so are you telling me that this is lying, or are you lying? Somebody's lying, and I don't think it's the Constitution because it's in black and white right here.
On hemp paper.
Right.
So here's watch this. This is really cool. You guys, a lot of you are going to get a kick out. This was the guest last night. So any of you guys that missed the show last night, check this out. This is so cool. It was awesome to have him on the show. He was a great dude. And I think Henry's going to attempt to have him on. I think Henry's going to attempt to have him on his show on Saturday night. Let me see. You guys should definitely make sure. Well, you should check out Henry anyway, but make sure you check out Saturday night because this guy's Fernando is going to be back on then, and to talk to the new manager here at CPS Breaking News and see if she possibly would talk to him about getting a show. Because it would be really cool to have him. He knows his shit, man. He's one of those guys that just goes like a typewriter. You're like, I didn't even write down your name yet, dude. You're like into this 17th article of something. It's pretty cool. So check this out. Dude, this is him, Tiff, in his court hearing. I don't know if you saw this yesterday or not. Here we go.
Asked for somebody from State Department of Ed to be on so that we can hear from their perspective, because my understanding.
There we go.
And then it's less than a year, and then you're 18.
Once you're 18, Anaya, you don't have to do anything to sign yourself out. You would have to sign if you wanted to stay in. Right, so when you turn to be that age, you could ask to stay in the care of DCF if you wish. I know you don't want that, and so I don't think you'll have to take any further steps, but we can talk in more detail with Attorney Levine about it.
Okay. Is there anything else we need today?
Financially compensated.
No, you're on.
back to my previous thought on the previous meeting, I would still like to understand and where you are about me being financially compensated for the years of me being in DCF care and for the years I was emotionally and physically abused in that care.
You're going to need to consult with an attorney about that. Because suing the state is there's a lot of hoops to jump through in order to be able to do that. So you're going to have to try consult with an attorney if you want to have a lawsuit against DCF.
Okay.
And I don't handle lawsuits against DCF in this court.
But Your Honor, are you saying, excuse me, Your Honor, this is Fernando, are you saying that you don't deal with estate and trust? Is that correct?
I don't, thank you for using sovereign language. That is not.
That's oxymoron. What
I stated to Anaya is correct.
It's oxymoron. You cannot be too sovereign and citizen, ma'am. So are you saying that you're acting as an executor decentor at this moment? Just yes or no?
I don't have to answer any of your questions, sir. All right, we can end this hearing. Thank you. Thank you.
Whew.
Yeah, because he knew exactly what he was saying. She knew.
They shut the whole damn hearing down because that woman knew she was busted right there.
Right. Well, not only that, was that the judge?
Yeah, that was the judge.
That's what I thought. You're right. You don't have to answer questions, but guess what? Neither do we. But you want to use that against us? Bitch, you're wrong. This is what kills me, right? Like there's like two different systems, right? One for them and one for us.
Right.
No, that is not how it works. And we really do need to get back to the rule of law, because the rule of law is very clear. Everybody, judges, officials, police, everybody is held accountable for their actions. But we've gotten away from that because immunity was man-made. It's not in the Constitution. It does not say judges, lawyers, and police officers and social workers, they all have immunity. Bullshit. That is not what the 11th Amendment was made for. The 11th Amendment was clear. Only states have immunity, right? So that judge was right. You can't sue the state. You will never win. But you will win when you go after everybody who's named in your fucking case. You fucking right, you win. I said last night, you hear that bitch stumbling over her words.
And that's like, that's like abandoning ship almost. If they abandon ship, you win that automatically by default.
Why is that child even in care?
So here's the thing. Check this out. So the 3 kids were taken back in 2018. Okay. And I think they were like the ages of 3, 7, and 9 or something like that. They were taken under the premise that he punched his daughter riding a bike in the face. Never happened. No police report, no nothing. Mandated reporter at the school called and reported it, said that it happened, whatever, misunderstood or something. I don't know. Either way, the guy didn't do it, one of those same situation. They came and immediately took the kids away. He thinks that it comes because he already prefaced the school department the past year that they were going to be taking the kids out of school due to those things that we can't talk about online and not wanting his kids to have them. And a couple of other things, education wise and so on and so forth. So they were going to be prepared to go to homeschool. So they didn't like that either. His wife is blind. She's legally blind. So there's a lot of things that point in the direction of let's go get these people, so they did. They came up with that bullshit and that. But get this, after their daughters were just 2 daughters and a son, I believe. Don't quote me on that, but I think that's what it was. 2 of the kids are still in care, but the oldest one ran away from New York. and found them at their home in New Jersey, and he still has them. It's been 2 years.
Good.
So how is that even possible? How did they were TPR'd?
Listen, the child ran away. Somebody's close to 18. And I heard that shit about not wanting to emancipate this child. Why not? Why can't we start emancipating these 16-year-olds who are in care? Okay, that's the first thing. They're not with the blood relative.
Well, it said
They're
14, right? Doesn't the rules say 14? Is that what we read the other night? 14 is the admissible in court.
14 can work with their own case plan. But when they're 16, they only have to meet 2 requirements. Well, here in Virginia, they cannot live with a blood relative, and they have to have a job, a way to support themselves. And 3, and $100 is probably like $150 now. But if you meet those 3 requirements, you are a legal adult in the eyes of the law, and nobody can touch you. Not CPS, not APS, because they only go after the elderly with them. Unless you break the law, and then you're an adult, so you're going to be treated like an adult. I was emancipated.
Wow. At what age?
I was 16.
You emancipated from your dad?
Well, I wasn't living with my dad. I was living with my mom, and I left home, and I didn't want to have anything to do with either one of my parents at the time. So I petitioned the courts. I wasn't living with the blood relative. I had a job, and I filed. Well, then it was like $50 because that was 100 years ago. And I went in front of the judge, and I remember when I think it was Barbara that came on, and she said that they were told they were throwaway children. And that's when it dawned on me what this judge meant, because I never really thought about it. He told me the same thing. You are a throwaway child. I don't know how I would have been able to survive like you did. I wish you the best of luck, and you are hereby emancipated and now a legal adult. And I had to carry a little card on me that said I was emancipated in case I got stopped.
Or
I
by
don't
the
know if
truancy
they do that
officer?
anymore. Yeah, it was a little green card.
Yeah. Oh, you had a green card, Tiff.
Yeah, I had a green card. It was green.
Yeah.
But I don't even think they do that anymore. I think now they just run your name, because I don't think, I know technology wasn't like it is today. But that's bullshit. I'm trying to get kids emancipated all the time at 16 when they're in care.
Oh, yes.
They just don't want to do it because then they lose the money.
That's right. Yep, that's what everybody says here. Becky, Alicia, Kathleen, everybody talks about it's all about the money. And it is.
Yeah.
Some of that's about feeding the beast. I know a lot of people personally who are involved in our case and a lot of yours, where you could take away the money incentive and people would still do this. They would pay to do this because they are sadistic in nature, and they take great joy and pleasure in seeing other people in pain, and they would pay to do it. So money is not the only incentive, it's the surface incentive, but there's also the incentive of power and authority over others and watching them hurt.
Control. You take a person's child, you've destroyed, you've decimated a thing. And you know what? We talked about this. Get this morning. I brought this up. You know what? I want to bring up the quote. I want to bring this up. Charlie Kirk said this thing today. Well, not today. God rest his soul. But he said this today. Again, I almost said it, but I put it on my Facebook page. Listen to what he says here, and then after this, my point. I'll give my point to this. Let's see. Where are we here? Oh, here we go. Boop. Okay. This wasn't today, by the way. Sorry, Charlie, for saying that. I hope that I'm right and he's still alive. Where?
Did you ever fear that if you did something wrong, your mother would, quote, kill you?
My mom would beat the brakes off of me.
That's biblical. No,
Hold on, we'll start that over.
think
here.
about
Don't
this.
spare the rod.
No, this is very important. That kid. This is a very, very important point. Did you ever fear that if you did something wrong, your mother would, quote, kill you?
My mom would beat the brakes off of me.
That's biblical. Now think about
Don't
this.
spare the rod.
No, this is very important. That kids that do not fear the retribution of their parents.
Are wild boys.
Exactly.
Wild.
And the scriptures say this repeatedly, which is that if you do not fear the justice of your parents, then, for example, if you talk to kids who didn't do drugs growing up, you say, why not? Oh, my mom would kill me.
Who are you going to fear? If you don't fear your parents, who are you going to fear?
Yeah, you should fear God and your parents. And by the way, they're substitutes for each other in the sense that the commandment to honor your mother and father, so the long land of which you're in, is the test. If you cannot honor your earthly parents, you cannot honor your heavenly father. But this is a very, very important.
You hear what they just said there?
Yeah.
So if you can't honor your earthly parents, then you cannot honor your heavenly father. They're denying these kids their rights to go to heaven. By taking the kids from their families, they're denying these kids their entrance to heaven. And that's what should be what they stick it on. That should be what everybody goes now and sticks on this, because that right there is, they have no right to do that, to deny a child their right to heaven.
But all of our institutions where children go, that children are exposed to, almost it's compulsory. We're told they have to go to school. We're told they have to go to counseling. They have to go to therapy, and they have to go to hospitals and clinics. And all of those institutions teach children to despise their parents and to override any semblance of parental authority. All of them, including the courts. Where do we go that verifies or validates our beliefs in honoring your mother and your father, except maybe in family and some other smaller enclaves? How about the games? How about the songs? How about all of the media?
Well, I will tell you this. My son is 6'5". I'm only 5'4". My only son, he was afraid of me until he was 19. And I'm going to tell you why. There was a couple things. When he got bigger than me, we got into an argument. And he lunged at me. I called the police. I said, you better do something with that motherfucker, because I'm going to tell you right now, I'm about to break him down with the baseball bat. And they were like, well, we don't recommend that. I said, well, it doesn't matter what you recommend. You're here for his safety, not mine. So my son knew when I told the police that I was going to beat his ass with a wooden baseball bat, he knew I wasn't playing with his ass. So like I said, he's 6'5". And until that boy was 19, he was afraid of me. So I don't play that shit.
If you could crack somebody's ribs, I'm scared of you too.
That was an aluminum. That was an aluminum baseball bat. But yeah, I had a Louisville Slugger because I knew my son was going to be tall. And I said, oh my God, this boy could outpower me one day. What do I need? And I said, well, I don't want to kill him, but I'm going to make him hurt. So he knew where my bat was, and I didn't play. But he respected me for that, right? Because he talks about it now, and he's like, other than the shit that would fall out of my mom's mouth unexpectedly. Yeah, she was a force to be reckoned with. He even told me, I'm getting mother, you're getting soft. You're soft, mother, because if we did the shit that our kids do, you would have killed us. Well, they don't all live with me, so I don't have to worry about it. But yeah, they respect me. They still respect me to this day. And I think some kids, like the little 3-year-old running around here, oh, he's going to fear me eventually. He might not.
He does now. That's why he gets on the.
Well, I don't think that it's that. I think he's playing a game with me. But he will. I'm telling you, he will. I'm old school. I'll whip your ass in front of God and everybody. I mean, I don't care.
Oh my God, Tiff.
My daughter's
Shit.
like,
Rod, sit down. I got
"Ah!"
this.
Yeah, she called me one day crying because her son tried to steal a lady's purse and almost knocked the baby out, and she's crying, right? And the first thing I say to her is, "Why are you crying and why is he not crying?" And she's like, "There's all these white people around and they can get my tag." I said, "I don't give a fuck about your tag number. It's going to come here, first off. And second off, you should have whooped his ass, period, point blank.
Yeah.
You're going to steal somebody's
Capital punishment.
purse.
Yeah.
And
Capital
then
punishment.
you're going to try and knock your baby sister out of the car seat inside the cart. Oh, no. I'm not having that. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. No, he'd have been the one crying.
I still am stuck on, I'm going to whip your ass in front of God and everybody.
Yeah, and look, you can't tell King certain things, right? Like, I'm trying to teach him to stop running away from me in the store, right? Because he likes to play hide and go
Don't you
seek.
run away from me when I'm going to beat you.
This is what I said to him. Now, I taught my kids young that, because Adam Walsh, right? We all know about Adam Walsh. So I made my kids watch the movie where, he was decapitated.
Yeah, that scared the hell out of me when I was a kid.
I said, stop running away from me because somebody could cut your head off. Oh my God. What did I say that for? Now he's like, I was so mad. Yaya. Now he's yelling this. Yaya, how you reckon I tell you I'm going to cut your head off? And he says it like 3 times. Do you hear me, Yaya?
Yelling it at the top of his lungs.
Yes. I said, oh my God, I cannot tell him no more shit like that in public because he thought I was going to do it. But that's not what I said.
Now
I said somebody could take you.
Call on you.
Well, I don't give a fuck.
I know you don't. But
because what if he gets taken, right? What if he gets taken?
That's it. That's like I say all the time when you got the little kid that's on the side of the road getting spanked. Well, you don't see the part where the kid was just darting at the road, almost get hit by a tractor trailer truck, and his mom just caught him. And she's not spanking him because she wants to hurt him. She's spanking him to know that don't you ever do that again because you almost just got killed by that truck.
Thank you.
But someone's going to pick up the phone and be like, hey, I see this guy beating this kid on the side of the road. And they don't even know what just happened. So now this kid getting a life lesson to not run out in the street and get killed by a tractor trailer truck. And now this person's going to lose their kid anyway because now CPS is going to come.
Oh, my God. And let me tell you what he used to do, too. He hated his stroller, okay? And we had to strap him in it. He learned how to say the word help. We went to the mall at Christmas, right? He's strapped in his stroller. He's trying to get out. Now he's screaming, and he would say help like this, help me. And that's what he was screaming through the mall. I said, Mitch, we got to go because somebody's going to think we kidnapped this kid.
Oh, Lord almighty.
It's
Man,
terrible.
I'm sad that Jane didn't come in.
Yeah, I am too. Hopefully she'll hit me up on my Facebook.
I hope so too. So,
well,
yeah. What do you think, Fowler? Yeah, words of a genius. Oh, wait, never mind. Fowler, you're mute.
I think a lot about this topic all the time. I think about the erosion of parental authority all the time. I'm obsessed with, God's family, the study of God's family and the immersion in God's family. And I'm still thinking since my own offspring so far, meaning my daughter and my eldest grandson, are not really up to par. Sometimes I fantasize about, just locking the doors of my home and going to some, remote place in Iran where, the nomads still live, but people are still really, really consolidated with their family and the tribal unity. And, I think it's so amazing when you see these tribal dances where everybody's wearing the same thing down to the letter. From head to toe, they're all dressed exactly alike. They're all dressed in attire that grandma made. From the sheep's wool, they grew the sheep, they nurtured the sheep. Grandma sat there for hundreds of thousands of hours and wove this wool so that the dads and the brothers could have this amazing personalized regalia. And when they dance, you've seen the lovely line dances where they all grasp hands, they do these complicated footsteps, and they all do it. And they all eat the same food. And they all sing the same songs, and they all adore the same adoration of creation. And I just fantasize about how can I immerse myself in that? How can we have some of that unity and love and collaboration and identity?
Got to get the government out of our business.
Mm.
Right. That's it. As long as we
Well
have someone
said.
else that's external other than God judging us, then we're screwed.
Even growing up in a small town in the Midwest, every household, we didn't have a lot of racial division. We didn't have a lot of raciality. We had a lot of people of mixed ancestry. Uh, Afro-Amerindian, Scott Irish German was normal. I guess you called us mulattoes or whatever it is. But there was conformity. There was unification. Everybody ate the same food. Everybody wore a white shirt to dress up. Everybody wore dark trousers. Everybody saluted the flag. Everybody said the Pledge of Allegiance. We all opened with a prayer at school. Everybody paid their taxes. There were no homeless, no trash on the street. Everybody said good morning. That was before good morning was racially inappropriate. It was racist. It's racist now to
Yeah.
say good morning.
Oh
No, you
my
can't say good
God.
morning. Yes. Okay. And people of third persuasions were quiet about their lifestyles. They didn't project that onto children, and they were respected and integrated into the community. We never thought that the third persuasion was anything bad. You know, my mother's people always understood that something genetically went a little different when some people were born. So there was some genetic pre-adaptation towards the third persuasion. You know what I mean? Um, and many times those people had a place in the community. I couldn't even imagine a world like I'm in today. I feel like I've left the earlier dimension and I've gone someplace deeper and lower than hell.
Truth. We'll be back on
Our
Monday. Oh, go ahead, honey. I'm sorry.
That's okay. Our parents never came to school. It would be unthinkable. You never saw a parent at school. Teachers didn't call your parents. Our teachers lived next door to our parents. And on the rare occasions when corporal discipline was necessary, it was administered at school and then again at home. So that was rare. Teachers didn't say it's the parents' responsibility. They didn't discuss parents. They did their job and parents did their job. It was a whole different world. So
It
I thank
sure
you for
was.
listening. I think about that a lot. No way in the world your teacher would call your parents. That means that they were out of control and they weren't doing their job. That would be like your parent calling your teacher and say, "Hey, can you slide over here and pay my mortgage? I can't handle that today. I need you to get here." And yet when my grandson was getting written up and I was being called away from my job over and until I lost my job and I lost my profession by incompetent people who can't handle toddlers.
Wow.
Welcome to our world.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, so Darren, I don't know if it's the government as much as it's our own souls and our laxity that we've allowed these other entities to take over our cherished institutions like the family. The distinguishing factor between the human family and other families in God's family kingdom is the length of time that it takes us to developmentally mature. 23 years or thereabouts before physical maturation is accomplished. Why so long? Out of all the other species. The reason being that once we mature, we are supposed to now turn around and take care of the people who took care of us. We would be
Yeah.
old enough, skilled enough, physically capable enough, and mentally mature enough to care for the young, the infirm, and all of the tribal elders and the tribe.
Yeah.
But with
Well,
these trafficking systems destroying the human family, we don't we don't have a species left. We won't
no,
if
it's
things
gone
keep
away.
going the way
And
they're going.
it says that, it says that in the Bible that when the people start reproducing, that will be it. When we stop, and we're there with all the transgenders and all of that stuff, they're trying to stop it. They're trying to stop the reproduction. We're here. We're in this time, and it's up to us to change it so that God doesn't come down here and beat our ass. That's what I do know. So we need to stop the CPS machine before it's too late. That's what I
just
do.
want to say, don't forget tomorrow from 1 to 3, we're doing Q&As with a whole bunch of the people that we all work with. I will be live here in Winchester with Claire at the library, family library, if anybody wants to come down who's on here. But tomorrow, we'll see you at 1.
1 o'clock tomorrow, people. Thank you, Fowler.
Put the cart before the horse. A list of reasons, long as sermons, why I never needed God. Then I heard his voice, so sweet, it put me on my knees. I'm holding on to hope for dear life, with God driving, and I'm finally free at last. God driving, God
Family is the most important thing we have.
It's about time we stand up for the kids.
We know it's all about the money. We know they lie. We know this is corruption. Does CPS know what they are doing to the children?